Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com. So Bibi Netanyahu addressed Congress. It was really disgusting. It was, I couldn't watch it. The clips I've seen are, there is just too. So here is Netanyahu saying that 2 babies in an attic were killed by Hamas. So I'm just going to show you one of the lies. He says that 2 babies were killed by Hamas on October 17th. The babies do not exist, as confirmed by Haaretz, an Israeli Haaretz, which is the Jewish newspaper, and it was confirmed by Israeli police records. So this is totally made up. The entire story is fabricated, and Congress applauded him for it. Here we see this is your garden variety Israeli leader in their natural habitat lying to large groups of captives. Let's watch.
They stand with people who came into the kibbutzim, into a home. The parents hid the children, the 2 babies in the attic, in a secret attic. They murdered the families, the parents. They found the secret latch to the hidden attic, and then they murder the babies. These protesters stand with them. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Completely made up. So that's what's called war propaganda. That's what then allows him to go slaughter children. Slaughter them. Snipers, sniping children. 8-year-old children, sniping them. Dropping 200-pound bombs on them. That's what allows him to do that. That's called war propaganda. It's called a lie. Didn't happen. Doesn't matter to Congress. And by the way, what is the difference? I heard Russell made this point. What is the difference? Most Americans don't support this garbage. Most Americans don't support us doing this anymore with Israel and supporting their bombing of children. It's mostly children they're killing. Children who didn't get a chance to vote for Hamas and didn't vote for them. So what's the difference? We are like serfs in an aristocracy. We have no control of our government. They do exactly what they want. 70% of Americans want health care. You ain't getting it. Most of Americans are against this now. Doesn't matter. Here is Netanyahu spreading genocidal propaganda hoaxes, including that Hamas burned babies alive on October 7th. No babies were burned on October 7th. As confirmed again by the Jewish newspaper, Haaretz, citing Israel police records, pure genocidal blood libel. He's committing blood libel.
And these monsters, they raped women, they beheaded men, they burnt babies alive, they killed parents in front of their children.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's doing all those things. They're killing parents in front of their children. They're killing children in front of their parents. They're sniping children, literally sniping them. They've killed now somewhere close to 180,000 Palestinians, the majority women and children. They've killed 180,000 civilians. All based on lies. They have to lie to justify this. And nobody will stand up and say, you're lying.
And children in front of their parents?
This is called... So, in the days after October 7th, Netanyahu's office released photos of what they claimed were burned babies, which the Western media republished. Then they quietly admitted only 1 baby died on October 7th, and it was caught in the crossfire. So the photos were fake. Netanyahu is still repeating this lie. Now, that's not going to be in those newspapers' Wikipedia page that they spread this lie. No. Netanyahu's office releases horrifying images of infants murdered by Hamas. That didn't happen. Spokesman for Prime Minister says the decision to share shocking photos was made so that the world will see just a fraction of the horrors that Hamas carried out. Didn't happen. This is according to Israeli police records and their Jewish newspaper. According to sources including Israel's National Insurance Institute, kibbutz leaders, and the police, on October 7th, just one baby was murdered, a 10-month-old Mila Cohen, from the gray zone. But if you look at the confirmed death count, only one Israeli baby was killed. It's horrible and tragic. It was a 10-month-old baby named Millie Cohen who was accidentally shot by Hamas gunmen in an exchange of fire. And more reporting will come out like this. But you can look at the confirmed death toll at Haaretz. There's no other baby. It's all completely made up. The only baby killed on October 7th, according to the Israeli government records, is Mila Cohen, who was hit by a bullet that went through a door. All the other murdered babies are made up. I don't know how much factual information it's going to take for some people to admit that they have supported the biggest crime of the 21st century. It looks like they're going to ride this one straight to hell. If you're a journalist, do you think it's maybe worth a story that Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, came to Congress and fabricated stories of burned and killed babies? He literally just fabricated a story of babies in an attic that were killed. Isn't that worth a story? Front page story at the Washington Post or the New York Times or the Chicago Tribune or USA Today? You'd think it was, right? You would think it was. This isn't a question of opinion or interpretation. This is purely factual question. Netanyahu provably lied, literally fabricated a story of two babies put into an attic and then killed by Hamas, and also of babies burned alive. Just made it up out of whole cloth, as proven by Israeli official records cited by Haaretz. If you do not write a story on this, which I know you won't, it only proves what you are, genocidal propagandist scum. That's what you get from the corporate news. That's what you get from the corporate news. Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com.